Hi, it's Chris. In this video, I'd like to demonstrate a little bit of techniques for lifting and carrying. I want to go through a couple different scenarios, and then I want to just briefly speak at the end about some just general guidelines. Let's talk about lifting. Let's talk about lifting something small off of the floor. I have a remote control on the floor, is just from a demonstration standpoint. What you really don't want to do, regardless of the size of the object that you're picking up, is you don't want to bend down from the waist and pick up the object. I have no back issues, but I can tell you I already felt a little strain on my back. There are a couple different ways you can safely do this, however. If anyone's ever watched golfers on TV, they tend to do a bend down with one leg going back behind them. What that allows you to do is get motion from your hip, but not from your back. I also encourage people to use something for support. So if you're near a chair or something else, put your other hand on that chair for support, bend down, let your other leg come behind you, pick up the object, and safely return to the standing position. Obviously, another safe way would be to bend from the knees. I like a staggered stance because it's a little more comfortable for me, but I would come down here. Try to think about keeping your back in an upright position. You don't want to bend forward too much. Go ahead and grab the object. Feel free to use support again, and then come back up. So that's kind of lifting something small. Let's go on to lifting something a little bit more heavy, like a box or something. In general, the higher the box is from the floor, the less stress there's going to be on your body. So if there's any way you can get the box or object higher off the floor, do that. I have this box here as an example. It's just on a platform here. Again, I'm going to keep my back straight. Again, I like a little bit more of a staggered stance. I'm going to come down. I'm going to take the object. I'm going to bring it close to my body. We're going to use the laws of physics here, and I don't think anyone would argue that if I held this box here, it's a lot easier holding it close to my body than it is out here. It's going to get pretty heavy out here compared to here. So use that with your daily activities. Hold it close to you. Now if I needed to get this off of the floor, again, what I would probably do is I would transfer it to something a little bit higher. So I would come down here, bring it close to me, put it up on something higher. You could use a stationary chair, you could use a coffee table, something like that. Then once I get here, now I can safely go down, raise it up to my body, and move. In general, the other thing you want to avoid is any type of twisting. Our discs in our low back are great at compression forces. They do a really good job of protecting us that way. What they don't like is any kind of rotation or shearing force. So this is definitely a no-no. This is not what you want to do. Think about squaring your entire body up. If your shoulders and your hips are square to the object you're lifting up, you can pretty much assume that you're in a safe position. So instead of this, I'm going to turn this way, and now I can go ahead, lift the object up this way. Another situation that I think a lot of us get ourselves into is reaching for something where it's in an awkward spot. I'm going to use this shelf as that example. I'm going to put this chair kind of in my way. So here I can't get close to that object. I need to really assess the situation before I get involved in it, because 9 times out of 10, we don't realize we're in an unsafe situation until we're in the middle of it. So here I would definitely try to move this out of the way and then go ahead and get close. If you're in a car or a truck and there's something deep into the back of the car, pull it close to the edge. So if I'm standing here, instead of trying to lift it from here, I would simply pull it close to me. Now it's right close to me. Now I can go ahead and pick it up. And that's the best way to use that as a guideline for lifting and carrying objects. Again, when you're coming down to bring it back down, if you can't go all the way down to the floor, bring it down to a lower level and then transfer it down to the floor. When in doubt, ask for help. Most people get hurt because we do things that we think are okay, and before we know it, we get ourselves hurt. Let's shift a little bit to getting in and out of a chair. Some of us don't have any problems with this, some of us have a lot. It's a lot easier to get out of a chair, obviously, that has hands on it and something that's a firm seat. A very low sofa is obviously a lot harder, you're a lot lower. Rule of thumb is what I tell people is you got to bring your nose over your toes. You need to bring more of your body weight in front to assist you in getting up. If I keep my body weight behind me, that's awfully hard to stand up. Whereas if I can bring my nose over my toes, I lean forward, and I can get up a lot easier. Feel free to use your hands on your legs because you may not always have handles here. So I use my hands here, push myself up, I'm out of the chair. In a car, think about turning your feet out of the car first and then getting up versus putting one leg out and twisting your whole body to get out. Again, that's a lot of torque on your back, and eventually it's not a matter of are you going to get hurt, but when. I've changed rooms to give you one more tip. Getting in and out of bed seems like a simple activity, simple maneuver, but a lot of us do it the wrong way. I'm going to first demonstrate the wrong way to do it, and then I'm going to try to show you the right way. So if I'm laying on my back and I'm about to get out of bed, to come straight up like this is a lot of stress on my back. What I'd rather you do is lay onto the side that you're going to get out of bed from. Let your legs hang over the edge. Then you're going to brace your hand onto the bed and you're going to push yourself up. Notice the position of my back is pretty neutral the whole way up. It's a safe way to get up, and it's a great way to start the beginning of your day. As always, if you have any questions about any of these tips that we give to you on these videos, please call us. Let us know what we can do to help you. We're here to help, and we want to make sure that you perform things safely at home. Thanks for watching.